Everybody, welcome to part 2 of Snow Talk. This one's going to focus on the longer term, but of course, I have to talk about what's going on tonight, at least an update to it. Do you want to mention the snowboard? No, I don't have anything of interest through at least the 16th, and I'll explain why a little bit later. So don't throw things at the things at your iPad or iPhone, your Android, Galaxy 5, whatever you have. Don't throw anything at it. All right. I'll explain why that's the case. All right, here's this upper low. Still tracking it. It's produced some snow in Columbus. We've got light snow now in Bloomington, Indiana, Indianapolis, and we've had sleet off and on throughout most of the area. Even within our own NexRad itself, it is now within range, and we're able to get more of a mixture showing up here across Orange County into northern areas of Du Bois County. If you see anything, let us know. This will help in verifying the radar to ground truth. Now, the sun's gone down. It's really hard to see, but if you see anything, by all means, let us know so we can relay that on to the right folks. All right, let me go back to a wider view. And it looks like this has got a nice little punch to it moving through Indiana. And the way it's looking at this point, the best chance to get a decent, dusting, I'm talking about rooftops and car tops for a while, it looks to be really on the northern fringe here. I think the southern edge here is going to struggle for a while in getting over to snow. Some of that's going to be wasted. And rain probably initially, and then a little bit of sleet, and then by the time it gets into a snow burst, it probably won't be enough to really cover the ground. But the more north you are, the better your chances are to get a nice little coating later on, and that will be literally it, a nice little coating. 39 now. You see that Seymour and Bedford and North Warren are already approaching that 36 magic number here to the north to support snowflakes all the way to the ground, and that's why I think you guys are in better shape. As far as road sensors go, still on the warmer side of things. We're watching the camera up here into portions of Seymour right now. Looking good up there. No major problems right now across. I don't have the video, but the Gene Snyder at Westport Road and then heading for Birdseye and Corden. Traffic is there, but you can see that road sensors well above freezing, so that's going to be our saving grace. All right, so here's Futurecast in the short term. It shows this band moving in again. The southern edge a little more questionable, but look how quickly this is. I mean, it's in and it's out of here, so this is only going to be a 2 to 3 hour thing, and it's over. Then we drop down below freezing in many areas by tomorrow morning. That's probably going to be the bigger impact on you guys. And then we'll warm up barely. I mean, it's going to be a slow climb tomorrow, but I think we'll make it to the mid-40s. As far as the computer models go, it's this Saturday night. I apologize. It's not Saturday night. It's tonight that I'm talking about. The NAM, again, trying to squeeze out a little bit of snow there up to the north. GFS, again, the same target area. And then the RPM and Euro said, nope. Don't see it happening. So let's move on. Nice weekend. Then we get into Monday. Well, in this case, Tuesday, if you look at the GFS. The GFS has got a low that's moving through. It's actually an upper level low that's going to have a cold core with it. You get a surface low reflection that develops off the coast and moves out to sea. It's this upper low that we get to watch. How far north is that going to track, and how cold of a core are we really talking about when it moves over us? And timing, because right now, again, GFS is Tuesday this arrives. When you look aloft, not cold enough for snow. Mainly rain. European model has the upper low feature more over us and doesn't really show much of a surface reflection until off the coast of Charleston. It's a little weaker with the system, and then really winds it up a little bit later for the northeast. But as it passes over us, 850 temps, yeah, they're marginal, but enough that we could, and I say could, see this start as sleet if it arrives early enough in the day and then go to rain. It won't take long, and I don't see any travel issues with that because I think we'll be above freezing, but we may be at that level where sleet is possible. The Euro and the Canadian, by the way, a full day earlier on Monday, Sunday night into Monday versus the Tuesday the GFS has. So that's why we're aiming for Monday right now. Again, not a big deal, and it's not even enough to put on the monitoring board because it is not a big deal. But here's the killer, guys. As we head into the middle of the month, the PNA, for one thing, is going the wrong way. We don't want to go negative, and it's going negative. NAO, we want to go negative. It's not. EPO, we want it to go negative, and it is not. So the signals are all there, more for the West Coast to stay cold and stormy, and we are on the warmer side of things. If we can get, as I mentioned before, the only way you're going to get anything wintry out of this kind of a pattern is just going to be upper level lows that move through, kind of like what we're having tonight. And even then, it's not going to be much. That's pretty much the only way, because the pattern is not showing signs of a flip, and it's not expected to. This is pretty much on track for what we had for our early winter outlook. I will say the long range Euro, what I can't show, is signaling that Christmas week into January 1st, it is trying to develop a Let me go to the next map and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's trying to develop a large ridge of high pressure in central Canada. And if that were to be the case, if we were to see a ridge of high pressure in central Canada, that would allow some undercutting underneath it and may allow for perhaps a wintry pattern to develop for the lower 48. But again, that would be near January. And maybe Christmas week, or probably January. The GFS, by the way, I wanted to show this to show you that it's really ramped up with this system on the 16th of December. This just came out in this latest run. It looks like a crazy stuff. The GFS has a tendency to keep dropping these lows too far to the south, and then when we get closer, they end up being north. We've seen that trend over and over again, and with the indices the way they are, a trend north is most likely. I have a suspicion that we're not going to get into a wintry pattern or a cold, snowy pattern without going through a severe weather thunderstorm event first. I'm hoping it's not near Christmas. But the way this is shaping up, it's getting more active here in the west. We're getting more dramatic temperature contrasts that are going to be developing here with that snowpack that's already been laid down in the Rockies. And all it takes is the right path and a good amount of warmth, and we could very well be talking about potential for severe weather before we flip to winter. That is certainly a possibility. So that's something I'm watching for down the road. But between now and then, guys, the snowflakes are going to be the highlight. So go out there and try to find some, please. Take a picture, send it to me, frame it, do whatever you need to. I'll see you later.